Live streaming is absolutely the future, but I think a lot of people are about to be completely wrong as to where the future plays out. Because if you think that Twitch or Kick is going to dominate the next era of live streaming, I think you're missing the bigger picture. Here's why that matters. YouTube has been the #1 streaming platform in the US by watch time for 3 years now. YouTube Shorts is doing over 200 billion views a day. TikTok already has over 1 billion monthly active users, and in the US alone, they have 150 million users. And TikTok Live has gotten so big that in late 2025, it did over 10 billion hours watched in a single quarter. So yeah, live stream is growing, but the platforms built around only going live have a serious problem. People don't go there for everything else. They don't go there to search trends. They don't go there to catch up on a topic. They don't go there to learn things or discover moments from yesterday. And that's why I believe the future of streaming belongs to platforms with algorithms, search, and ecosystems, not just streaming services. First, let's get one thing out of the way. Live stream isn't dying. If anything, it's becoming way more important because live content does something normal content doesn't do as well. It creates time spent, not just views, not just impressions, not just clicks, actual time. When somebody watches a short, they give a few seconds. When somebody watches a video, they give a few minutes. But when somebody's locked into a live stream, they give you 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours sometimes. That is an insane amount of attention on today's internet. And attention is the real currency. That's why live content builds some of the most loyal audiences online. It feels more raw, more honest, more unpredictable, more human. A good live stream feels less like good content and more like you're actually in the room hanging out with somebody. That is extremely powerful. But here's where a lot of stream culture gets this wrong. A lot of people in the Twitch and Kick world think live streaming is getting bigger, therefore Twitch and Kick should win. Sounds logical, but that's not actually how platform wars work, because the winner usually isn't the platform that has the purest version of the format. The winner is typically the platform that owns the user habit. Right now, people already use platforms like YouTube, TikTok, Instagram for almost everything. They search there, they browse there, they check trends there, they watch for clips there, they re-watch moments there from years ago. They comment, they argue, they learn, they hang out there. That matters way more than people realize, because naturally, if any of us hear something crazy happen online, we're not opening Twitch to search for that. We're looking at Google, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, X, and that habit is everything. And this is the real problem for sites like Twitch and Kick. Unless people are coming to those sites to consume other form of content, they are always going to be fighting an uphill battle against algorithm platforms. And the worst thing about this for sites like Twitch and Kick, while they think they are smart, trying to utilize other sites' algorithms to funnel people over, they're just creating more habits for those people on the other platforms. Because in the real world, Twitch and Kick are still mostly destination platforms, right? You go there when you already want to watch a specific stream. You go there when you already know who you want to watch is live. You go there when you're already in the streaming mood. But there's a much smaller habit people aren't noticing. That is not the same as being part of somebody's daily internet behavior. And that is a huge disadvantage, because the biggest platforms in the world are trying to do one thing: keep you on the platform for as long as possible. And live content is perfect for that. YouTube doesn't just want you to watch one video. It wants you to search. It wants you to click, binge, watch shorts, watch long form, join a live stream, and then keep watching more. TikTok doesn't just want one scroll. It wants to trap attention with feeds, comments, search, live, shopping, and community loops. This is where Twitch and Kick start losing ground. And again, their ignorance is gonna get them in trouble. Over the last few years, Twitch has openly allowed creators to utilize TikTok, painting this picture that Twitch is bigger than TikTok could ever be. And in just a few years, TikTok has absolutely dominated Twitch in terms of watch time. Because in the meantime, people are building their habits every single day on the platforms that do everything. Let's make this more real with numbers. YouTube says shorts now have an average of over 200 billion views every single day. TikTok says it has more than 1 billion monthly active users globally. Reports have been showing that YouTube has been the #1 streaming platform in the US by watch time for 3 years. But the really shocking one is TikTok Live. By late 2025, major tracking reports showed that TikTok Live was passing 9 to 10 billion hours watched in a single quarter, compared to Twitch's 4.4 billion hours watched. So when people talk about live streaming like it still belongs to Twitch culture, it's such an outdated way of thinking. Now let's talk about the real behemoth. in my opinion. YouTube has something that Twitch, Kick, and even TikTok don't have at the same level: a full content funnel. On YouTube, a person can find you through a short, then they can watch your long form video. They can search your name through YouTube or Google. Then they can watch old content. They can discover new clips, and they can show up in your live stream as a result. That is insane, because now live streaming is not isolated anymore. It's a part of a bigger machine. And when the stream ends, the content doesn't die. It becomes a VOD, it becomes clips, shorts, searchable content, recommended content. That's a much more powerful ecosystem than go live and hope people browse your category, or hope the clips on the other platforms do so well that people come over. And update after update over the last few years, YouTube just keeps adding scale to that ecosystem. The company says billions of logged in users come to YouTube monthly, with more than 20 million videos uploaded daily. And then there's TikTok again. And a lot of people think that TikTok is just short form. That's a massive mistake. TikTok is training people to discover everything through algorithmic behavior, not just creators, not just entertainment, everything from ideas, products, opinions, to trends, conversations, and communities. TikTok's own 2026 trend report literally leans into the idea that people search there, scan comments there, and use the platform to keep up with what everyone is talking about. And then live streaming gets plugged right into that. And that's why I think TikTok Live is one of the biggest warning signs to the traditional streaming world. Because if the same app that already owns your scroll also starts owning your live behavior, that's a pretty serious shift. And TikTok and YouTube have both already shown that live can expand way beyond gaming. The company said US TikTok Live shop sessions hosted each month nearly tripled in 2024 alone. That means live streaming is turning into commerce, community, creator monetization, and real-time product marketing all in one, which means it's not just a niche anymore. It's an infrastructure. Now, to be clear, at this point in time, Twitch still matters. It still has a massive cultural footprint in gaming and the live creator culture. It still produces huge moments. Between Twitch and Kick, you still have some of the biggest streamers in the world with the most viral clips. Like, let's just be real, Twitch is still classified as one of the largest platforms in the gaming-focused live streaming space. Even while viewership has continued to go down and the market has shifted, that's exactly the point. Twitch can still be important and still be too niche to dominate the future of live, because the future of live streaming isn't just going to be gamers going live anymore. It's going to be brands going live, businesses going live, educators going live, founders going live, stores, coaches, local businesses, events going live. We're going to see a future where some of the biggest creators and biggest brands in the world are going to do product launches live. The more that happens, the more the winning platforms will be the ones people already use for the daily discovery. And that's where Twitch and Kick start to get buried. Not because they're irrelevant, but because they're just specialized in their own little world. And honestly, Kick's challenge is probably even tougher if you think about it, because even if it grows fast, growth alone doesn't solve the biggest problem, which is the daily habits. Yes, Kick grew fast over the last few years. It jumped 131% year over year to 4.5 billion hours watched. That's real growth. Nobody can argue that. But to actually win long-term, a platform has to become a place people naturally open without being forced. A place they go to browse, a place they go to search, a place they can go to see what's happening, a place they can even go when they aren't planning to watch one specific creator. And Kick just doesn't have that behavior loop right now. Not even at scale. So unless a platform like that becomes part of a broader daily internet behavior, it stays dependent on creator migration, hype cycles, shock bait, click factor clips, and audience transfer. That's way less stable than an algorithm native discovery, specifically when they have to use the algorithm native discovery platforms to even try to bring an audience over. So here's what I believe happens over the next few years. Live streaming gets way bigger, like way bigger, bigger than what we can imagine what live content is right now. But it stops being treated like a separate creator category, and instead it becomes part of a bigger content system. A creator posts shorts, long form, and live. A brand posts content and then does live launches. Businesses use live for product demos, customer trust, behind the scenes, and offers. A coach uses live for community and conversion. A media company uses live for commentary and instant reaction. And the platform that wins that future will be the one that already dominates attention before the live even starts. That's why I think the future of live streaming is very real, but I don't think it belongs to Twitch or Kick. I think it belongs to the platforms that already own the discovery. So it's not this idea that live streaming in itself is a niche. The old version of streaming is where streaming really started. That's the shift. The future is not just go live and build a stream. The future is live being plugged in to a full ecosystem of search, clips, recommendations, comments, shopping, communities. And once you see that, it becomes really hard to believe that platforms built only around being a streaming product are the ones that will win. Because the next era, the biggest advantage won't be who built the best streaming site. It will be who already owns the internet and user attention. And right now, undeniably, that is YouTube and TikTok.